Here is your latest Africa news. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has announced that the upcoming BRICS summit will be held in person. This means that all heads of state from the BRICS countries, including Russian President Vladimir Putin, will be physically attending the summit.
We are going to have a physical BRICS summit, and all of us are committed to having a summit where we will be able to eyeball each other. We have not held a physical summit for quite a long time, almost 3 years now, and so sorry to disappoint you. It's not going to be virtual.
As the current chair of the BRICS, South Africa is playing a crucial role in promoting cooperation and collaboration among the member countries, which include Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The aim of the BRICS alliance is to challenge the global dominance of the United States and European nations and provide a platform for emerging economies to have their voices heard on the international stage. Despite facing accusations from the International Criminal Court, ICC, President Putin has been invited to attend the summit, highlighting the importance of dialogue and engagement among nations. South Africa's commitment to hosting a physical summit demonstrates their dedication to fostering personal connections and meaningful discussions. It is worth noting that South Africa, like many other African countries, has taken an impartial stance on Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The country believes in pursuing peace through diplomatic means and has actively engaged in efforts to broker peace between Kyiv and Moscow. Last month, President Ramaphosa led a historic African peace delegation consisting of representatives from countries such as the Republic of Congo, Egypt, Senegal, and Uganda, showcasing Africa's commitment to resolving conflicts and promoting stability. The BRICS alliance has received significant interest from African nations, with more than a dozen expressing their desire to join. Countries like Algeria, Ethiopia, Egypt, Nigeria, Sudan, and Zimbabwe have officially shown interest in becoming part of this influential group. This presents a promising opportunity for increased collaboration and development within the African continent. Overall, the physical BRICS summit and Africa's active involvement in promoting peace and cooperation signify positive developments for the region, fostering strong ties and opportunities for growth. Let us know in the comments below if you found this video informative. Please show your support by liking and sharing this video for the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive updates on our latest videos. And always remember, Africa is watching. Here is your latest Africa news. African migrant boat carrying 200 is now missing and nobody cares. A desperate situation is unfolding off the coast of the Canary Islands. Hundreds of African migrants, including numerous children, are missing. The migrants were aboard a fishing boat that departed from Kafountine, a coastal town in southern Senegal, located approximately 1,700 kilometers away from Tenerife, one of the Canary Islands. These islands are an Atlantic territory of Spain, located off the coast of Morocco and Western Sahara. Disturbingly, 2 additional boats carrying dozens of people are also reported missing, according to the aid group Walking Borders, which has alerted authorities to the dire situation. This distressing news arrives shortly after Europe witnessed one of the deadliest migrant shipwrecks in the Mediterranean, where an overcrowded trawler with over 700 migrants sank off the Greek coast. Despite hundreds of confirmed deaths reported by the United Nations, there was not much Western media coverage of the story. The stark contrast in media coverage between the current missing African migrants and the Titan submarine incident that occurred more than 2 weeks ago has sparked discussions about Western media biases and its obsessive focus on the white rich dead men in the Titan submarine. A simple look at the news coverage analysis shows how biased Western media organizations prove to be. The Titan submarine story currently has a total of 409 news sources still covering it, while the pressing African migrant story that is happening now has only 6 news sources covering the story. As the search for the missing African migrants continues, the media focus must be on addressing the immediate humanitarian crisis at hand and working towards comprehensive solutions that prioritize the safety and well-being of all individuals, no matter where they come from. Let us know in the comments below if you found this video informative. Please show your support by liking and sharing this video for the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive updates on our latest videos. And always remember, Africa is watching.
This is not Jesus.
That's right.
Did you hear what I just said? He ain't Jesus.
No.
And he's sure ain't Jesus.
That's right.
Welcome to Candid Africa, truthful and unapologetic.
I want to say, well, what that got to do with it, Pastor Jennings? Satan have used symbolism,
Right.
have used imagery and symbolism
Yeah.
to trick the ignorant
Yeah.
and to promote wickedness.
Yeah.
Now, when I preach against racism, some white brothers write me and said, no, you kind of sound, I kind of hear some racism in your voice. You know how, now listen, don't try to flip the script. When I preach against racism, you don't hear racism in my voice, you hear truth in my voice.
That's right.
Now, this have no place
No place.
in God's house.
Amen.
This is not Jesus.
That's right.
Did you hear what I just said? He ain't Jesus,
No.
and he sure ain't Jesus.
That's right.
That's not Jesus.
Amen.
Now, the Europeans took this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to hit hard. Baal prophets took this and made it look like them.
Yeah.
And then use scripture. Servants, obey your masters.
That's right.
And taking that scripture, they manipulated and made themselves that master that the Bible was talking about.
That's right.
So if you want to talk about terrorism, racism is terrorism.
Amen.
If you got me looking up to white people
Go ahead.
to think they are superior and look down at myself as a black man to teach me that I'm inferior, that is terrorism.
Terrorism.
All right, listen. So what Satan preachers done, they made it, see, it don't matter what color God is, because we don't know.
Right.
We don't know what color God is.
That's right.
And we don't care.
Okay.
But if I got a different agenda,
Yeah.
and I see that you are religious,
Yeah.
I got to manipulate religion to see what I can get out of you. So Satan messengers made Jesus white.
Yeah.
And some made him black, some made him yellow, some made him brown. But the majority made him white.
That's right.
And what they did with the so-called white Jesus was use imagery so people of color can look at the preacher, then look at the image, and notice that the preacher in the image resemble.
That's right.
And then make them believe that bowing to Jesus is bowing to the preacher.
That's right.
That's why you people still bow to the Pope.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
We bow to no man.
Amen.
Now, Many of you have this in your church
Yeah.
and in your house.
Yeah.
Some of you go and kiss the picture.
Yeah.
Some of you say that the eyes of statues and pictures cry blood.
Yes.
Some of you are bowing in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son,
Yeah.
in the name of whose son is this?
Whose son is that?
I mean, whose son is this fella?
That's right.
This is Baal's son.
Baal's son.
This is the devil's son. This is the son of a liar.
That's right.
You would say, oh, he called Jesus a liar. That's not Jesus. That's not Jesus. Power of imagery. It brands something in a person's mind. So what have happened is this brand have made bigots in the past feel justified in slavery.
That's right.
And one of the methods used to take the fight out the slave is to hold this brand in front of them.
That's right.
And because the slave didn't know the scripture, the learned European misinterpret scripture and said, obey your master. Listen, viewers, this are symbols of terrorism.
That's right.
Now, I know many of you don't like it, and I don't care.
Yeah. Made an expression.
Yes, are symbols of terrorism. The scripture that the European used when Ham saw the nakedness of his father. And the book says, a servant of servants you shall be. The European satanic liar said that scripture means that all people of color should serve white.
Right.
And said Jesus, and they'll take this picture, meant it to be. That's terrorism. So what happened? Now let's understand the religion so-called of Christianity promotes this.
Yeah.
Did you hear?
Oh, yeah.
I said Christianity promotes this. Holiness destroys it. I don't want none of my white brothers and white sisters writing me. Pastor Jennings, you sound like you hate white folk. No, I hate wickedness.
Yeah.
I don't care who. Listen, white supremacy is no better than black supremacy. I don't believe in no supreme race. I believe in only one supreme God.
That's right.
There we have it. That has been our candid speech for today. Please feel free to give your opinions in the descriptions below. On this show, we don't tell you how to think or manipulate you. Everybody is open to air their opinion, what you think about the speech. Did you love it? Did you like it? Do you disagree with it? Do you agree with it? Please let us know in the comments below. That's important. Discussing these issues is very important. So now with that said, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Share this video with friends and family. It's the best way for YouTube to spread this video further, okay? So it's been me, Mikey Mushi from Tunacheki. And always remember, Africa is watching.
Here is your latest Africa news. The world marks World Population Day today, but many in the West issued dire warnings that by 2050, the population could rise to 9.7 billion. According to these experts, the high fertility rates in Africa will be the cause behind this population surge. Africa's rising population is a growing concern for many in the West, as the continent is expected to roughly double its population by 2050, adding 1.2 billion humans to its current population of 1.4 billion humans. The main driver of population growth in Africa is high fertility rates, which is driven by multiple factors, including high desired family size, better development in the region, an ever-improving healthcare system, and ever-growing economies. These latest statistics seem to greatly trigger many in the West who are experiencing a huge population collapse. This has led some Western policymakers to go full racist and even call for an outright culling of Africans. Just recently, the newly elected Finnish government was plunged into scandal after one of its key ministers, Vilhelm Junnila, was forced to resign after it emerged he had called for Finland to support abortions in Africa to combat the climate crisis. Junnila, who was the economic affairs minister at the time, was one of 19 cabinet members who wrote at the time that it would be justified for Finland to shoulder its responsibility by promoting climate abortion, which he claimed would be a great leap forward for humanity. Several African countries have been for decades receiving funding from intergovernmental organizations, NGOs, and philanthropic billionaires to adopt national population policies aimed at reducing population growth in their countries. These policies aim to lower fertility rates and improve access to family planning services. Michael Herman, the economic advisor with United Nations Population Fund, warned, "A growing population, of course, poses a challenge in some areas. Many countries have set forth very ambitious development goals. They have decided to meet the needs of people in terms of education, healthcare, housing, food, water, energy, and security. They want to create full employment for the people, and a growing population can raise the stakes in these efforts. It makes it harder to achieve these objectives, to achieve social progress, and also it might come with growing pressures on the environment." End of quote. So as the world marks World Population Day today, it is clear that the world has its eyes set on Africa's ever-growing population. Let us know in the comments below if you found this video informative. Please show your support by liking and sharing this video for the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive updates on our latest videos. And always remember, Africa is watching.
I said, Mzare, you just, the NGOs were not happy with me, but I'm not convinced that the problem of Africa is population. In fact, the problem of Africa has been underpopulation.
Welcome to Candid Africa, truthful and unapologetic.
The population of Africa now is 1.3 billion. But the population of India is still slightly bigger than the population of Africa, in spite of Africa being 12 times bigger than India. And that's why when we came into government, I never believed the line that population control, you have never heard me talking about that. For me, I said, Mzare, you just, the NGOs were not happy with me, but I'm not convinced that the problem of Africa is population. In fact, the problem of Africa has been underpopulation.
There we have it. That has been our candid speech for today. Please feel free to give your opinions in the descriptions below. On this show, we don't tell you how to think or manipulate you. Everybody is open to air the opinion, what you think about the speech. Did you love it? Did you like it? Do you disagree with it? Do you agree with it? Please let us know in the comments below. That's important. Discussing these issues is very important. So now with that said, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Share this video with friends and family. It's the best way for YouTube to spread this video further, okay? So it's been me, Mikey Mushi from Tunacheki. And always remember, Africa is watching.
Here is your latest Africa news. Iran's president starts Africa visit in Kenya to boost relations in face of illegal U.S. sanctions. Iran's President Ibrahim Raisi received a red carpet welcome from Kenyan counterpart William Ruto as he began a three-country tour of Africa that Tehran has touted as a new beginning in relations with the continent. Raisi's trip to Africa, which will also take him to Uganda and Zimbabwe, is the first by an Iranian president in more than a decade and represents a bid to diversify economic ties in the face of illegal U.S. sanctions. This visit by President Raisi is particularly noteworthy, as it marks the first time an Iranian president has traveled to Africa in over a decade. The tour encompasses not only Kenya, but also Uganda and Zimbabwe, underscoring Iran's commitment to expanding its partnerships and collaborations in the region. During bilateral talks, President Ruto shared that Iran has agreed to support Kenya's endeavors in manufacturing, healthcare, and the blue economy through research and technology. Kenya, eager to enhance its trade volumes with Iran, is closely collaborating with Tehran to facilitate the export of various agricultural products such as tea, meat, and more, positioning Iran as a crucial gateway to Central Asian countries. Raisi was welcomed by an honor guard at Kenya's presidential palace before joining Ruto for a meeting. A video posted on social media by Kenya's presidency showed. Raisi is expected to next fly to Uganda to discuss trade and bilateral relations with President Yoweri Museveni, and then to Zimbabwe. Iran's endeavor to garner diplomatic support reflects its earnest efforts to alleviate international isolation. Ahead of the tour, Nasser Kanani, the spokesperson for the Iranian Foreign Ministry, expressed optimism that this three-day visit to Africa would serve as a catalyst to reinforce economic and trade ties with African nations. Kanani highlighted the shared common political views between Tehran and the African continent, fostering a promising environment for collaboration. In an ever-growing multipolar world, Iran's trade with African countries is expected to surpass $2 billion this year, exemplifying the increasing significance of their partnerships. As the tour progresses, we anticipate further developments in the strengthening of relations between Iran and Africa, opening new avenues for cooperation and mutual prosperity. Let us know in the comments below if you found this video informative. Please show your support by liking and sharing this video for the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive updates on our latest videos. And always remember, Africa is watching. Here is your latest Africa news. Arab League's interference in Ethiopian dam dispute raises major red flags. The involvement of the Arab League in the ongoing dispute over the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, commonly referred to as the GERD, has been met with criticism, as it is seen as an interference in Africa's development. The GERD, a major hydroelectric project on Ethiopia's Blue Nile River, aims to address the country's economic challenges and power shortages. However, Egypt has opposed the project, expressing concerns about its water share and claiming the dam poses a threat to its security. Negotiations facilitated by the African Union, AU, have been underway among Egypt, Ethiopia, and Sudan, with the goal of reaching a mutually beneficial agreement on the dam's filling and operation. Yet, Egypt's recent emphasis on internationalizing the issue and seeking intervention from the Arab League and the United Nations has undermined the ongoing AU negotiations. Critics argue that the Arab League should not assume the role of spokesperson for Egypt, and question why Africa's issues cannot be resolved without external interference. Notably, Ethiopia, which is not a member of the Arab League, finds itself at the center of the dispute, leading to concerns that the League's directives to non-member countries violate African sovereignty. Egypt's claims that the dam's construction is unilateral have been refuted, with proponents of the GERD emphasizing that it is a hydropower dam designed to regulate water flow without consuming it. Ethiopia asserts its rights to develop infrastructure projects and utilize Nile waters in a fair and equitable manner. Ethiopia challenges Egypt's historical claims to the Nile and emphasizes that there are no international treaties limiting Ethiopia's right to use Nile water. Furthermore, Egypt's recent reversal in its support for the dam, despite its previous endorsement through the Declaration of Principles, DP, has raised eyebrows. Ethiopia maintains that it has the right to construct the dam and highlights the extensive consultations and safety measures undertaken throughout the project's development. The Ethiopian government has also highlighted the significance of the GERD for Ethiopia's development and its potential benefits for neighboring countries like Djibouti, Kenya, and Sudan. Proponents say the dam will provide electricity, protection against floods, and improved water management, ultimately benefiting the entire region. Additionally, the GERD contributes significantly to renewable energy generation and aligns with sustainable development goals. In conclusion, critics express concern over the Arab League's interference, advocating for African-led solutions to African problems. They call for a rejection of any attempts to obstruct the GERD project, which is viewed as vital for Africa's socio-economic transformation. The dispute raises broader questions about the African Union's role and the need to maintain African sovereignty in resolving regional challenges. Let us know in the comments below if you found this video informative. Please show your support by liking and sharing this video for the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive updates on our latest videos. And always remember, Africa is watching. Here is your latest Africa news. The Iranian president, Ebrahim Raisi, has visited Uganda as part of a diplomatic push to break the country's isolation. The Iranian leader received a red carpet welcome from his Ugandan counterpart, President Yoweri Museveni, as he continued his three-country mission of Africa that Tehran has touted as a new beginning in relations with the continent. In his speech, Raisi criticized Western nations, accusing them of promoting homosexuality as a way for population control.
Having the culture of establishing and forming a family and at the same time the culture of genuineness is another common point between Iran and Uganda. We pay great attention to the issue of establishing families, and we believe that it is a fundamental principle. The West is today trying to promote the idea of homosexuality, and of course by homosexuality they are trying to end the generation of human beings, and at the same time they are acting against the inherence and the nature of human beings. I believe that this issue and these strong attacks by the West against the establishment of families and against the culture of the nations is another area of cooperation for Iran and Uganda.
Raisi's trip to Africa, which will also take him to Zimbabwe, is the first by an Iranian president in more than a decade and represents a bid to diversify economic ties in the face of illegal U.S. sanctions. This visit by President Raisi is particularly noteworthy, as it marks the first time an Iranian president has traveled to Africa in over a decade. The tour encompasses not only Kenya, but also Uganda and Zimbabwe, underscoring Iran's commitment to expanding its partnerships and collaborations in the region. Iran's endeavor to garner diplomatic support reflects its earnest efforts to alleviate international isolation. Ahead of the tour, Nasser Kanani, the spokesperson for the Iranian Foreign Ministry, expressed optimism that this three-day visit to Africa would serve as a catalyst to reinforce economic and trade ties with African nations. Kanani highlighted the shared common political views between Tehran and the African continent, fostering a promising environment for collaboration. In an ever-growing multipolar world, Iran's trade with African countries is expected to surpass $2 billion this year, exemplifying the increasing significance of their partnerships. As the tour progresses, we anticipate further developments in the strengthening of relations between Iran and Africa, opening new avenues for cooperation and mutual prosperity. Let us know in the comments below if you found this video informative. Please show your support by liking and sharing this video for the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive updates on our latest videos. And always remember, Africa is watching.
Africa is a continent full of beauty. Its beauty can be seen through its places and its people. Welcome to the Amazing People of Africa series, where we take a look at some of the indigenous people of Africa. We will be looking at their lifestyle, culture, and getting to learn about life through their knowledge and experiences. Before we start, please take the time to subscribe and hit the notification bell. In today's video, we take a look at the island where women make the rules. Located in the Atlantic Ocean off the African coast are the Bijagos Islands, also known as the Bubak Islands, are an archipelago located off the coast of Guinea-Bissau in West Africa. The islands are home to the Bijago people, an ethnic group with a rich cultural heritage. Women play a vital role in Bijago society. They choose their husbands, inherit property, and have economic autonomy. All islanders belong to a clan descended from 4 mythical daughters, Orokuma, Ominka, Obane, and Oraga. Each clan has certain rights and responsibilities within the community, and these roles are monitored by priestesses known as Okinkas or Balobaras, keepers of the Baloba temple found in every village. The Bijago society is a matriarchal society. Women are the ones who choose their husbands and direct many aspects of social structure, the economy, the law, welfare, and spirituality. When a woman wants to choose a partner, she places a large plate of food in front of his house. If the man is willing to accept her proposal, he eats the food. The two of them then return to a hut that the woman has prepared and start a married life there. If the woman one day decides she wants a divorce, she drags her husband's belongings out of the hut, indicating the marriage is no more. Even though the men have some responsibilities in the community like fishing, cleaning, and burning the fields for planting rice, they are still treated like children and are allowed to enjoy more leisure and pleasure time. Meanwhile, the women are in charge of housework, cultivation of crops, covering the houses with straws, educating the children, and taking care of the village temple. The sacred realm is writ large in all aspects of Bijago life, with ritual and ceremony an essential part of the everyday. There are 100 days per year associated with various ceremonies, many dedicated to maintaining harmony between the human and natural worlds. One must ask the spirits for permission before building a house, for example. Each community has forests or entire islands set aside for ceremonial use, which often dovetails elegantly with conservation goals. The Bijagos have an animistic religion and believe in reincarnation. The women are in charge of the relations with the spirit world, as the society is led by a priestess who are chosen from the maternal clan. Bijago women are also renowned for their artistic abilities and cultural practices. They create vibrant textiles using traditional weaving techniques, often incorporating symbolic patterns and motifs. These textiles are not only functional, but also serve as a form of artistic expression and cultural identity. In recent years, efforts have been made to promote education and empower women in Bijago society. Local and international organizations have supported initiatives to improve access to education for girls, aiming to break down gender barriers and promote gender equality. The women of Bijagos Island embody strength, resilience, and a deep connection to their cultural heritage. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so and hit the notification bell. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure to watch our other videos which celebrate our mama, Africa. We have the Mysteries of Africa series and the Amazing People of Africa series. Until the next video, stay safe and remember, Africa is watching.
GMO wheat, every piece of corn I've ever eaten is GMO corn. So these are things that billions of years of using these products have been done.
Welcome to Tunacheki's Africa React. I'm your host, Mikey Mushi, and this is the show where we go online and react to viral videos that are concerning the African continent. Before we begin, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It's the best way for YouTube to continue sharing our videos to more like-minded people like you. Okay, so today we will be reacting to this video going viral by Bill Gates when he was in Kenya a few months ago, when he was convincing Africans to all invest and plant and buy GMOs because the world has been doing it anyway, right? So let us watch this video and yeah, let's tell you why this is extremely dangerous for Africans to follow.
Organic food is a small part of the market that's very expensive. But, you know, every piece of bread I've ever eaten is high productivity wheat, GMO wheat. Every piece of corn I've ever eaten is GMO corn. So these are things that billions of years of using these products have been done. So anyway, these are proven products. Nobody's trying to take something that hundreds of millions of people haven't already been eating with a perfect safety record.
Yeah, so there we have it. There is what Bill Gates has to say about GMOs. Before we start, today's video is sponsored by Tonde Lariran. We thank them for sponsoring this video because they give us a solution to what we'll be reacting to, right? We will be reacting to Bill Gates and they have the perfect solution on how to fight back. Okay? Yeah, so let's get started with Bill Gates' reaction. First of all, he goes that GMOs have been around for billions of years. No, right? That's wrong. And he says GMOs are eaten by 100 million people in the market, right? What he doesn't tell you, he says the market. It doesn't tell you the people of the continent of Africa, right? The market is different from the people who are living in the continent, right? So this is how it works. So GMOs are not they'll not make you grow a third arm. They'll not give you like cancer or anything. We've been eating GMOs. They said the wheat, as you said, like most bananas. If you ever eaten any banana from the supermarket, that's a GMO banana, right? So the problem with these GMOs is that how they're controlled, who owns them, who patented them, and how they're used to control farms, like in Africa. So about 80% of farms in Africa are small-scale farms or subsistence farming where they grow what they eat plus they sell. So this involves organic farms for planting crops, for rearing animals, right? But the bad thing, the danger with GMOs, especially being introduced to Africa, is that we lose our independence, right? We are not in charge of what we eat. We cannot control what to eat, right? Now, even if GMOs won't give you like cancer or make you grow a third arm, they're not as nutritious as organic alternative. So it is organic. He goes on in the video and says that the organic alternative is an expensive part of a small market. He's talking about the Western market, right? In Africa, 90% of what we eat is organic. That's why we are more healthy, because organic foods are more nutritious, right? So GMOs are made to be more they grow better, faster. They use less fertilizer, less pesticides, right? That's good, right? If GMO was a free and fair technology or systems, right? So the technology of GMO is owned by billion-dollar multinational companies. So a good example is the few companies who own these GMO patents and who controls these GMOs. A good example is Monsanto. All of you know about Monsanto. They own about 90% of all GMO seeds. Bayer, right? This German company. DuPont, right? This chemical industry company. They own this patent. And what does that tell you? They control the crop, right? They give you the seeds. They make the seeds that you cannot use the seeds that grow. You have to keep buying from them. Like in America, some farms where let's say you're an organic farmer and your neighbor is a GMO farmer. The pollen, when those pollens, right, go to the farm, Monsanto can technically claim your farm as theirs. They can come and sue you and say, hey, you're stealing the intellectual property, and they win, right? So this is what you're talking about control. And why is Bill Gates in Africa with this foundation wanting us to tell all Africans to grow GMO? Not because he cares about Africa, like food security and health. No, it's because in 2010, the Bill Gates Foundation bought about 500,000 shares of Monsanto worth $23 billion, right? So this guy is here just to market his business. The foundation has nothing to do with helping Africans or caring about Africans. This is how it works, right? Simple. GMO is a way to lose Africa's food security. It's a way to control Africa, right? Because there's a saying, the person who feeds you is the person who controls you. Right now, nobody feeds Africa. Africa, it's the subsistence people who are feeding Africa. Right? You cannot control 80% of Africa's population is about around 1 billion people. You cannot control 1 billion people. You cannot tell 1 billion people, hey, don't grow this, don't grow this, don't grow this. It's impossible right now. But if these people, this 1 billion people all start growing GMOs, they don't own their seeds, right? They all have the bland, same strain. Yeah, that's the loss of control. So where are we at? First, it is very important that Africa keeps control of its organic farms, right? That's very, very important, right? So this is a perfect segue to our sponsors today, Tunde Lariran Farms, where through the service, you can invest in organic farming in Africa, no matter where you come from. So please watch this video about them, and you'll learn how you can invest in Africa.
Welcome to Tunde Laniro Farms Limited, the home of farming and processing of farm produce into high-quality food products. My name is Babatunde Olaniro. I'm a director at Tunde Laniro Farms, owners of 300 acres of farmland and a 2-acre processing facility in Oyo State, Nigeria. As a company, we have various ways that people, individuals, or even companies can get involved in agriculture. Through some of our programs that we offer. We have farm management program where individuals who are interested in agriculture can come into the agriculture space, get farmlands from us, and we manage the entire process of making sure that the farmland is prepared for planting, properly cultivated, properly taken care of during the growing period. We also make sure that the harvest is done properly. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of farmland owners and clients who have enrolled in our program. And some of the advantages that they get from us is, of course, trust, which is a very, very vital issue, especially for Nigerians and those that are living in diaspora. We have 1,200 acres of land available for you. These are land that do not have any known government acquisition or any family conflict surrounding them. We would give you your contract of sale once you purchase the land. You also have the land survey documents and the land allocation. Then we have the certificate of occupancy document, which is popularly called the CFO. While the paperwork process is going on, you can begin cultivation on your land. We look forward to hearing from you. We look forward to serving you. Thank you.
Yeah, so we will definitely urge you to take matters into your own hands. You are in the diaspora. Okay, here I cannot buy land in America and invest. I'm an African. I want to invest back home. Yeah, through Tunde Lariran Farms, you can do that. Or you're an African American and you have always wanted to invest in Africa. You can do that. All the information will be in the descriptions below. Please make sure to hit them up, check out their online store where you can sample their products and see what they are currently doing in their farms, right? More from them in the future videos, but we really love African startups, African businesses that are coming up with solutions. You don't need an American billionaire to come save Africa. We've got so many smart Africans to do that, right? Yeah, so this has been our video, and we really appreciate you guys taking your time to watch our video, and make sure, as I say, like, share this video so that YouTube can share it to more like-minded people like you. All right, we really appreciate you guys. This has been Mikey Mushi from Tunachiki, and always remember, Africa is watching.
Here is your latest Africa news. Oxford University offers 98 cows to Maasai families after being caught with their stolen artifacts. Critics are accusing Oxford University of offering a bribe of 98 cows to Maasai families in Kenya for artifacts that were violently stolen during the British colonization of Kenya. The sacred, culturally sensitive family heirlooms from the Maasai families were smuggled and deposited at a museum in the institution in the UK. Some critics say that the cows were offered to the families as a way to persuade them not to seek the return of the stolen artifacts. The discovery of the stolen priceless artifacts was made by a local scholar by chance. Mr. Samuel Sankiriaki, who was touring the museum in 2017, stumbled upon the stolen items. After being caught, officials from the University of Oxford then proceeded to offer the bribe to the Maasai families. The items belonged to with cows. A spokesman for families told a local newspaper that they had received the cows, but were still expecting adequate compensation for the cultural treasures. The move by the University of Oxford is seen by some observers as a bribe and an admission of responsibility in the artifact's violent theft. The University of Oxford officials, led by Prof. Laura van Broekhoven, the Director of Museum Studies, acknowledged that the institution has 148 artifacts from the Maasai community which were acquired during the colonial era, but 5 of them were wrongly taken there. When Mr. Sankiriaki visited our museum and saw the items, he fumed. He asked us why such objects were there, and that's when we realized that they had a special attachment to the community, said Prof. Broekhoven. Local leaders led by Governor Patrick Ntutu were quoted saying that, "We believe the owners were either killed or maimed before the ornaments were taken away from them." Mr. Amos Luka, a local scholar who is a member of the Pan-African Living Culture Alliance, said smuggling of artifacts belonging to indigenous communities is part of colonial atrocities that should be addressed. Our culture is alive. Such artifacts are of great significance to this community. The records are not clear, and we wonder how they were acquired, said Mr. Loika. He said the items were either stolen, owners were killed, or they were taken by force. This latest offer by Oxford University is a shocking and outrageous attempt to cover up their role in the violent theft of these artifacts. It is a slap in the face to the Maasai families who have been denied access to their cultural heritage for over a century. The University of Oxford must do the right thing and return these artifacts to their rightful owners. The clamor for the repatriation of artworks and cultural objects stolen from Africa during the colonial period has been gathering momentum in recent years. Let us know in the comments below if you found this video informative. Please show your support by liking and sharing this video for the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive updates on our latest videos. And always remember, Africa is watching.
What if you go to bed one day and then your wife comes to bed with a knife and say it is her right to choose what she wants to sleep with, and then she's going to sleep next to you with a knife?
Welcome to Candid Africa, truthful and unapologetic.
No, I don't think Putin runs an imperialistic war, because imperialism will seek to extend its influence over others' territories. And that's not what he's seeking to do. All he's saying is that NATO cannot expand itself to a point where it threatens Russian security. It doesn't talk about encroaching on other people's sovereignty and imposing its ideological orientation on those other countries. He's saying, this is me. And when you come closer to me and put your weapons facing at my direction, you are a threat to me. And therefore, I don't want that. Whereas imperialism wants to extend itself into other people's territories. He's not saying, he never woke up in the morning and said, I want to annex Ukraine and make it part of Russia. All he said is that your joining of NATO is a direct threat to Russia and undermines many other treaties which made a commitment that NATO will not extend to that particular direction. And that's all. And I always say to people that you always say people have a right to choose what they want to choose and all of that. If NATO decide to choose to join, I mean, if Ukraine decide to choose to join NATO, what is his problem? But what if you go to bed one day and then your wife comes to bed with a knife and say it is her right to choose what she wants to sleep with, and then she's going to sleep next to you with a knife? You can't allow that. There's not going to be sleeping that day. No one is going to sleep in that room. And then Barry's got a right to carry a knife and then sleep with knife next to me. So it can't be, it's not correct.
There you have it. That has been our candid speech for today. Please feel free to give your opinions in the descriptions below. On this show, we don't tell you how to think or manipulate you. Everybody is open to share the opinion, what you think about the speech. Did you love it? Did you like it? Do you disagree with it? Do you agree with it? Please let us know in the comments below. That's important. Discussing these issues is very important. So now with that said, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Share this video with friends and family. It's the best way for YouTube to spread this video further, okay? So it's been me, Mikey Mushi from Tunacheki. And always remember, Africa is watching.
So with that said, thank you for everybody who tuned in. We appreciate you guys. As always, please share this video after it finishes to friends and family. Please like this video. It really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. That's how YouTube knows it's a good video and it will keep recommending it to more people, spreading our message, okay? So we really appreciate you guys. And as always, it's been me, Mikey Mushi from Tunacheki, and Africa is watching. Bye, guys.